Everybody. Welcome to the Otaku International's International Podcast of Black Clover, Chapter 304. I'm joined here with Chillycracker, and I'm also joined here with Soul. And Black Clover's taking a break for the week, so we're going to review it today, essentially. We're going to catch up on what's going on with Asta and the gang as they try to take down the demon Megicula. Before I get started, I just want to let y'all know I also have my mug here ready, my fan service, and I'm probably going to end up drinking a lot of it today because there's a lot of fan service in today's chapter.
Oh yeah, there is.
Have fun.
Oh yeah. So, just before we get started, I want you guys to please follow us on Twitch, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and also follow us on Instagram. We are on most platforms, and also join our Discord as well. Before we get started, what's y'all's thoughts of this chapter in general?
I mean, with my comments, I would always say fan service for life, but it's a great chapter because they actually managed to accomplish what they were trying to do in the prior chapter, and everything seemed to work out in the end for them.
What do you think, Soul?
Pretty much like what he said, except for, well, one huge disappointment.
Is it really a disappointment?
In some ways it is, in some ways it's not.
Okay, I guess we'll get to that, cross that bridge when we have to, I suppose.
Yep.
While I fill up this fan service, let's just go ahead and get into the first start here. Get into the first bit here. Here in the first couple of pages, we see the removal of the curse from the queen. And Asta's utter shock and surprise, essentially, while he's holding the naked body of the queen.
Yeah, I don't think the curse removing was his surprise. I think everything else was.
Yeah. What do y'all think of this whole ordeal? What does this mean?
Personally, for me, I think it means since the curse is removed for her, Megicula is defeated, and that could also mean that all the other curses that are spread around the entire kingdoms are probably erased as well, because you also have Henry, you have Charlotte, you have Captain Vengeance. All these people had curses on them, so there's a good chance that all their curses got lifted as well.
Do you think do you think all the curses came from her?
I mean, they even said that all curses derived from Megicula.
Really?
So I don't see why not.
It is.
I didn't read that, but you know.
I mean, it was briefly mentioned, but
yeah. Well, if that's the case, then that's a huge deal. Might even have some long-standing implications. Now we get to see what Vengeance's face actually looks like.
yep.
It probably looked like whatchamacallit, Patry's face back with the whole elf thing.
He'd just be a split image of Licht. Is that what you think?
More or less.
Well, we get to you just see the naked body of just
drink. I'll drink with you. I'll drink with you.
Yeah. No.
Well, I cannot. I don't have anything to drink.
Oh,
so
it's really bad. Whew, that's really bad.
Not really. Mine was really good.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was really good. But for me, it was really bad. But in terms of just like implications, this does have some serious like long-term implications for the series. I think in terms of curses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if the curses still exist, you gotta wonder if there's another creature out there cursing people.
Well, I mean, Megicula was like the high-ranking demon of almost all the others, with Lucifer in them. So maybe there's a lower version of a cursed demon, but who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what I wanted to say.
All right, we'll get back to you on that if it arises. All right, we'll go ahead and go to the next bit here with Noelle's jealousy and the battle one. It spans much more pages than 3 and 4 in my opinion, but it goes even over into 6. It's kind of like that moment for when Asta killed the word magic demon. Like everybody's just kind of celebrating within itself. You'd probably
Sacred, yeah.
Yeah, in the anime, you're probably gonna hear like some happy music and stuff, like there was whenever the demon was killed. But what do y'all think of this? What's your opinion?
I mean, it's kind of obvious why Noel got all super jealous because let's be honest, Asta's holding like a 10 in his arms, unclothed.
Yeah,
Other commoner girl, she gets super jealous, pretends that she's a waitress just to spy on him. So just imagine a naked girl in his arms. I mean, she's gonna
Oh
lose her
boy.
stuff.
it's certainly something. What do you think, Sol?
Well, I do find it in character for Noel to do this stuff. I just like how Asta just did, but I mean, being Asta, I just like, oh hi, what's up?
I love how I like Nozel here. How he's like, I don't know how to. He doesn't know how to know Noel because he's been like such a dick his whole life.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
The curse has been broken, but I can't talk to her still.
It's just awkward. Yeah, like he doesn't know what to say. I mean, I
I'm
can
still
relate.
cursed.
But one thing I do want to see because you'll see like I wonder if they're gonna show what's her face's magic coming back to normal. Like what's her face?
Who? Lola Pacheco?
Yumi's girl.
Oh, Charlotte.
Yeah, are her roses gonna go back to being red?
I mean, she used the curse magic against
In order
Majukula,
to-
but if the
yeah.
curses have been lifted, there's a chance that her roses will turn back to red.
Let's hope that'd be interesting if that were the case. So
Oh,
we'll see what
She'd be
happens.
a lot stronger if that did
Yeah.
happen.
Obviously. All she can actually like combine the curse when she used it and just with her own magic basically change the colors of the flowers each time.
We get to see Gaja here when the battle's all won. He's like falling over and stuff like, oh my queen, if that makes sense, like the whole heroic sacrifice thing. And we'll get into what happens here in this chapter, but
He should have dropped so long ago. This
this
man has a hole in his chest.
Tabata's
became a
done
hollow.
it again. Like in terms of like casualties in this war, it's literally just been the Golden Dawn. The Golden Dawn got wrecked, like obliterated.
Half of them.
Yeah, half of them, and the other ones like got saved by William, right? But at the same time, like
Yeah.
Yeah, they were at 100%, and then
Like-
they dropped down to 98. I mean,
yeah. So now we have a lot of people that are just living from
Well,
what's supposedly supposed to be like a big war. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know how Seke is alive.
Seke Bronzanza.
because he's like with the king all the time, so he's never in really any danger.
Yeah, he never has to do anything.
Yeah, like what is he doing right now?
He's actually part of this mission, if I'm right, with helping the
Yeah,
refugees.
I
Oh,
wonder what he's doing. I wonder
Yeah,
if he'll find
because-
himself in a position where he actually saves the day again. Like
Possible.
for some reason or another. Kind of like how he did it with the king. All right, let's go ahead and get let's get into this let's get into this next bit here with Mimosa's magic. Pages 69. We get to see essentially we see the queen here basically freaking out, like, oh, my water magic can't heal like his body and stuff. But
yeah.
apparently Mimosa has the ability to heal life essence itself. If that's what I'm getting here.
Well, I mean, you also got to think she did learn ultimate magic from
Yeah.
the elves, and the elves even said that normally humans couldn't do it because they don't have as much mana as the elves do.
like-
but since they
yeah.
learned the the
She's also
natural mana.
royalty. She's also royalty too, though.
Yeah, but they also learned how to use like the incantation things in the Heart Kingdom, and that's what helped them learn ultimate
How
magic.
to-
So
Yeah.
she already had a healing. She's already a support mage, so she can heal pretty much
Even
any injury
more
as
now.
it is. But now that she can use ultimate magic, she can like go beyond that, which is like
And-
surprising.
basically heal the life force of a person, if that makes sense.
She can out heal the Queen of the Heart Kingdom.
If you look at this could just be like an image problem, I guess. But if y'all look at this chapter, it looks like she has a 4-leaf clover grimoire.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a mistake.
I mean,
You don't
it
think
could be sprout. It could be sprouting a fourth leaf. I mean, if they can sprout a fifth leaf, I don't see why they couldn't sprout a fourth.
Yeah, that's what
What
I was
if?
about to say. Actually,
That's fascinating. If
Yeah.
it could.
I
I
think
mean, most people would say, why not Noel? If like we must have it. Like, why not Noel? Like,
I think my favorite part about this like couple pages is the fact that Nock shows up. He's like, "Oh, I brought her with me just like how you wanted," and then she heals everybody else
Bam.
except for Nock. Nock is like, "Bro, I
Oh.
brought you here."
Yeah, he has like all the
Help me.
scratches on him still. That's pretty funny. I'm not letting anyone die. Well, if she does have a fourth leaf, that's interesting. That's an interesting connotation. And you gotta wonder, does a book get stronger when it sprouts a fifth leaf? Because it's gotta get stronger if it sprouts a fourth leaf.
Yeah, it is.
mean, I think it becomes more corrupt if it has a fifth leaf.
Yeah,
But-
I think a fifth leaf actually weakens a grimoire, in my opinion.
I mean,
Um,
it could make it stronger, but my question is if that's for the Clover Kingdom on how they get a fifth leaf, how about the other kingdoms? Like, what happens if they
that's
get like
a good
a
question.
devil?
Yeah, we don't know, because for the reason Asta has a fifth leaf grimoire that he can use is because of his unique circumstances, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like the fact that he has no magic and the anti-magic that comes from the grimoire is the reason the grimoire chose him in the first place. And
Well, I mean, yeah.
you get what I'm saying, and like the book itself chose him instead of the demon, if that makes sense. So it's not like
Yeah.
the book belongs to the demon, or
Yeah,
Libe, I guess. I'm just saying the demon because I'm just thinking
it's
hypothetically.
easier.
I mean, the Grimoire is like Libe's home. Let's be honest.
That's where he's that's where he's lived for a while. But what I'm thinking is the demons that we've seen so far that have been connected to Spade don't necessarily those grimoires aren't theirs, if that makes sense. Those grimoires are they made a pact with this person that's outside the grimoire process, if that makes sense. It's kind of like Libe's pact with Asta for his arm.
Yeah,
I know, but like the devils can't specifically always try to go to the Clover Kingdom to get a grimoire, so that means there's also like variations of a devil grimoire in the other kingdoms as well.
Yeah. One thing I might look back in the other chapters to see is if what's her face actually used Magicula actually used Vonika's grimoire and what it looked
She
like.
never did.
oh,
She never did.
No, she never
she
did.
never did.
She didn't have a grimoire, but she was still that powerful without a grimoire.
Mhm.
God dang it. Like,
Zach had
imagine
a
if she
grimoire.
did.
That's
Hey, whatever
that's-
happened to that? Did that go to Pottery afterward, or did that get disintegrated with him?
We don't know. I think what happened was it probably got disintegrated because it changed owners from
Ownership.
Pottery to the demon, if that makes sense. Whereas like that book that
But a 5-leaf grimoire can't disintegrate even though when its owner's dead, because if that was the case, Asta would have never got Lick's grimoire.
But what the difference is, with the moment that grimoire became a fifth leaf grimoire, it was set in stone to belong to somebody else, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And the demon that was sealed within that grimoire just happened to be with the grimoire, like, and give it the power it needed, if that makes sense. So
Hmm.
when Pottery's grimoire went from a 4-leaf to a fifth leaf, that fifth leaf then had the destiny set in stone to belong to the devil, if that makes sense.
Well, that's not necessarily the case because Zagrid also turned Lick's grimoire into a
Into
5-leaf
5.
clover, but it didn't belong to him.
he didn't claim it. He didn't claim the book. He didn't get the chance to claim the book.
I mean, I guess you're right because he didn't actually hold on to the book.
So, like what I'm
at
saying
all.
is, if Zagrid put his power onto the book would then have the destiny to go and belong to Zagrid, if that makes sense. But because
Yeah.
it was never touched by Zagrid and it was touched by a different demon that would eventually harbor anti-magic, the book would then have a new destiny, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
it does.
Ryan Earth, thank you for joining the Otaku International family.
Thank you.
That being said, we can go ahead and get to the next bit here. Yeah, anybody else have anything to say about Mimosa's magic?
Honestly, it does seem more of a peacock now if you look carefully on the picture. It has
That's
a resemblance of peacock,
I would say more of a butterfly.
butterfly.
I think it's just convenient how she can just show up and heal everyone. Like, I feel like someone needs to die in order for this to have more meaning to the fight.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like William and Yami might die. If there's going to be any kind of long-term problem.
I have theories about what's gonna happen with that.
I hope not. I hope nothing bad happens. But another thing is Noct has a 3-leaf grimoire, right? And he has
Yes, he
demons.
Yeah.
He's got
So-
like multiple demons, so
So I don't know. We don't really know what necessarily constitutes a 5th-leaf grimoire.
corruption. The owner has to be corrupted to the point where it'll change into a 5-leaf.
Yeah, but is Asta corrupted then?
He's not, but
No.
the grimoire was already a 5-leaf when he got it.
Yeah. So
But
it's interesting.
It's
Like a
yeah.
loophole. It's like a loophole.
I think it's because both Asta and the grimoire itself are both outliers. Like
Yeah.
the reason Asta doesn't have magic is something that's not natural.
I don't think that's why. I think the only reason why the grimoire went to Asta is because of the anti-magic. Like, nobody else can actually hold that any of the magic or the anti-magic in there without it draining their own power. So Asta was the perfect fit for it to go to. 'Cause
No,
the
that's what
grimoire
I'm saying.
chooses its owners.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the reason Asta could have been chosen by a 5th-leaf at all is because of like the fact that he's kind of unnatural as like a being in this world, if that makes sense, because he has no magic.
The real question is his no magic a mutation, or is that just...
Well, what I'm thinking is just like the grimoire. You know how the grimoire was kind of created as like a scheme and something went horribly wrong. I think Asta probably has a similar background. Like him being born at all is probably some craziness involved, if that makes sense.
There's probably some story behind that.
Yeah, which
We'll
is
see.
why we kind of need his mom to either still be alive or having flashbacks.
I'm pretty sure she's still alive.
She probably
Yeah,
is.
I'm kind of sure as well.
I mean, this look where Gaj has been stabbed through the chest. That's literally exactly where his mom was.
Yeah,
Like, exactly where his mom was stabbed.
the only reason why I think his mom would be alive is because she also absorbed magic and life force energy. So even though she got stabbed, if something came close to her, she could have stole that life force energy and then probably healed herself with it.
Yeah.
We need an explanation for that. Like,
Yeah.
why?
We need answers.
Yeah.
Wait,
And that's speculation.
So,
Oh, what do you want, Soul?
so if Asta doesn't have magic, how does his mom actually was able to absorb the from his body basically?
That's
I mean,
the thing.
She
We
stole
don't know.
life force too. That's the why
She's
she...
life force.
Force.
She stole
Yeah.
life force and magic, and we know that Asta has a
He does have life.
he has a resistance of some kind. They chalked it down to anti-magic, but I think Asta has some sort of built-in resistance to things that drain life force. Because like that one spell, the demon cast didn't even try and eat him. If that makes sense.
That is true.
What about the Diamond Kingdom? You think there's some kind of connection?
I mean,
There
the
might be.
Diamond Kingdom is like barren land, so they probably have some other schemes going on in the background that nobody really knows about.
Well, it could be just about anything if you want to talk for speculation's sake, because
Yeah.
like we don't know if it could have been somebody in the Clover Kingdom that was like just like Nox family, like in time. Like we don't know if it was someone from the Clover Kingdom that was like into devil stuff. We don't know
Yeah.
if it was someone from the Diamond Kingdom that was experimenting on people and his mom got away.
I mean, the dude that's speeding up the portal to the demon world, he's actually from the Diamond Kingdom, so...
Yeah, well, we don't know if because I think Lichta, she said there was like a curse, right? Like
I mean,
her body was cursed.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what she meant, but I don't think that's what.
If it wasn't outright stated, then there's some room for something else, some other interpretation.
Well, I mean, if we're going over devils, obviously we're going to go over angels eventually, so I'm pretty sure we'll get
Eventually,
some
yeah.
more stories through the background of that.
I
We
mean,
have plenty of
hey,
things to talk about.
we still need to see where like Yami came from, like the actual like
He
Thanks.
definitely got isekai'd.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be great to explore like wherever he came from.
I mean, people are
drowned.
speculating based on what we have that movie will arrive soon for Yami. Yami's homecoming.
His boat flipped over. He drowned in the ocean, washed up on shore into a different world.
Yeah.
End of story.
Is there like any world outside of this place? Like maybe they'll have like a movie where they explore something. That'd be pretty interesting.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, if he ever went back to his world, I really doubt he'd have magic.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like if everything outside of the Clover Kingdom or
Yeah,
everything
I mean,
outside like the island has no magic.
yeah, they're specifically talking about their continent, but I mean, the world is vast. There's bound to be other continents that they haven't explored.
Oh yeah.
So there's like
the
room for
main-
endless possibilities.
Yeah, and the main villain has to be
I mean, if they're going off the concept of a deck of cards for the Clover, Spade, Diamond, and Heart Kingdom, I mean, who's to say like there's not really like a Joker somewhere through the mix or something like that?
Or it could be something else. Like they could base other countries off of like a chess match.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like the knights and the
knows?
kings and stuff like that.
oh, like so we're going like
yeah,
the
I see.
high school DxD route.
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah. Let's not talk about that.
That's the best anime ever.
It is. It's a good shonen. It's a fantastic shonen.
Yeah, you should drink because you're thinking about it, like a big gulp.
That's what I'm saying. It's a fantastic dude. It's a fantastic shonen. It gets a lot of flack for the unique art style, but
The manga's better.
probably. Yeah. All right, we're just going to get ahead here.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into Gaja's confession here. I'm not surprised by this at all. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I love you.
It's
he
like,
should have done it.
He goes on there's like, I love you.
I
Not as
like
my
the-
queen, but as a woman. What are your feelings?
Yeah, I like Noelle's robot face. You see the face right here, like the block.
I mean, she's probably thinking like, why can't Austin do this?
But Noelle said that was way too cool. He's like crying.
Austin's like,
Nozelle's actually jealous that Gaja helped Noelle
Yeah.
get so strong. That's interesting.
I don't think it's because of Gaja. I think he's thinking
It's
of Yami.
knocked.
No,
Oh,
I think he's
Yami?
thinking it's Yami because remember, he's always like calling Yami the foreigner and stuff. But I
Oh,
think
yeah,
this
and-
specific moment he's thinking.
He also said we have to save Yami. So yeah, he's actually talking about Yami.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, Yami's helped out Noelle in like mental aspect, considering how her brother and her brother's and sister was always like degrading her.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of credit there. And if
Wait.
I'm right,
Oh, never mind. That's
Yeah.
after. Okay.
and I think I like the next page too. Whenever it like goes back to Noct, and you just see all like the scrapes, bruises, and like dried blood all over his face. He's like,
Yeah,
ugh. It's like, Mimosa, give me some of that healing.
yeah. Gee,
Why not me?
don't you have anything else left to say? Yeah. Well, interesting. Well, I'm not surprised this happened. I wish them the best. The water spirit's even simping, saying like Lord Chekpechka is mine and stuff like that. Even though she belongs to Noelle technically right now.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if it's for Gaja, it's okay because Lola Pachika has some kind of feelings for Gaja. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Undine is like always there for her, so she's like, if it's him, it's okay. I like how Undine is so small now though because
Yeah.
she uses a lot of her mana.
She lost most of her power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe Noelle will get contracted with a different water spirit if that's the case, or maybe this is just maybe she's. It's entirely possible this is just borrowed power that we've seen.
I feel like that they're gonna make it to where she told Noelle it's only borrowed, and
Yeah,
in
it's only-
terms it's actually a permanent contract because if you think about it, like all the other spirits, like the Sylph spirit's still been with the Fire Salamander changed people whenever they died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not whenever like saying like, oh, it felt like you were unworthy or something like that. So I think like Undine is actually permanently contracted to Noelle now.
I hope
Hopefully.
so.
I wonder what's
Sorry, Saul.
Oh, it's fine. I wonder when or if we get in like an Earth spirit. Like,
I'm calling Mars. I feel like Mars is gonna have the Earth spirit because his diamond magic.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
I'd like that, but I'd also like if Soul got it, so she'd be a little more relevant.
Oh, I mean,
Who?
the female from the Blue Rose.
Yeah.
Vice Captain.
Yeah.
In Yami's words, the tomboy girl.
Yeah, the one that has like an obsession with Charlotte.
Yeah, Char. Calls her Char all the time.
Call me Captain.
Call me Captain Soul. All right, Char. No, all right. Let's go into the last bit here, which is, the last bit before the chapter's over, which is the battle. We get to see, I think, form here. And Yuno's winged form is badass. It's so cool.
It's the best form so far.
Yeah, I think it definitely is super badass.
Not as bad as Xenon's. Like Xenon's form
Zenon
is like,
ridiculous.
bro, his bone magic with the devil wings. That shit's badass.
Oh yeah, like it's how the bones are covering almost into his entire face.
That's the opposite of Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
I mean, his magic is spatial and bone magic, while just has spirit magic and wind magic.
How's the Devin bone and magic work again?
Are you saying the demon and bone magic? Xenon's magic is bone magic, and the demon's magic is that spatial magic.
Yeah.
How like I'm still lost on this, so it might be the best to talk on Discord of how the magic is basically being used for like two people, like Devin and.
Well, the Dark Triad have the magic powers of both the demon and themselves, essentially.
Yeah.
So when they contracted with the demon, they gained the powers of the demon. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it amplifies their own magic themselves, which is weird because Xenon hates using his bone magic, unless he really has to.
Yeah.
His normal magic with his normal magic, like bone magic with that special magic, makes it OP because he encloses them in a space.
Well, I mean, you got to think if he did monozone and created multiple portals around like and used his bones to pierce through them, like go through the spatial magic, he can like people from long distance.
Well, from what I've seen, he doesn't make portal. Well, he can make portals, but what he specializes in, from what I've seen, is those little. He like makes like square spaces. Like he kind of traps.
Yeah, it's more of a defense. It's more of a defense type then.
Yeah. I like seeing Longus and working here together too. It's kind of like redeeming Longus's character.
I mean,
especially after what we saw in the anime fiddle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can Longus's magic cancel out his spatial magic?
Well, that's what we learned from Finral is that when two different types of spatial magic collide, they cancel each other out.
It actually did.
Yeah,
it did. That's
I can't remember if they brought it up saying like his spatial magic couldn't counteract it because of the strength difference.
It actually did.
And this whole event that we're looking at right now is actually a flashback, just so we know, because it says shortly before Megicula's defeat.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
It's not really a flashback. I feel like it's going on during the fight with Noelle and.
It's during, but it's also like kind of in a flashback in a way.
So what I think might happen is if they do this the same way they did this with the anime, they're going to have this fight happen before Megicula's like defeat. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like intertwine it like between the episodes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But if this is happening right now, like during the middle of the fight with Megicula, then that means Asa is nowhere near them to help them.
Yeah,
exactly. So this is all that we're about to see.
Yeah, so he's probably.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I wonder what Yuno has in plan.
If I know he's just gonna try to overpower him because that's all he ever does.
He's gonna Legend of Korra him and just like suck all the air out of his lungs.
What if? That's insane. That would kill him. The cool thing is about all the Dark Triad is for one reason or another, their magic, along with their demon, lets them be immortal. Like we don't know how old they are.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the only person that could have done that was Dante because of his body magic.
Well, Vonica has blood magic, and she looks just as young as she did when she fought her mom.
Well, I mean,
Fighting
blood magic is different too because I think with age, our blood stops actually being able to go to our skin cells to rejuvenate them like over time. But
Yeah.
Like
There's
with-
an argument for all of these here because bone magic means like you can start. Because
you still
eventually,
age.
no, with bone magic you can make your bones continue to produce cells, if that makes sense, as opposed to when you get old and they stop producing cells.
Debatable.
Bone magic, so
It's bone magic's a little more of a stretch, I'll admit, but
yeah. I mean,
like we don't know how old they are.
They're definitely over like 30.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mean 30 to 40.
minimum. Like they could be like 50 or something years old.
I mean, they look like they were 20 whenever they were in the Spade Kingdom with Yuno's father. So they would have to be. This is 15 years later, so at least 35 to 40 years old.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Vonica, she's okay.
Yeah, seems good. All right, let's go ahead and get to the closing bit here. What do y'all think? What do y'all rate this chapter? Honestly, for me, I'm pretty sure I'd say 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It's a pretty solid chapter. I really liked it. I like the cliffhanger too.
I'm gonna go with 9 out of 10. I like it. With everything that happened, with the curse being removed, you get a nice, good view of Lala Pachica, and then Asti getting super jealous about that, and then Gajo like confessing his love for Lala Pachica, and then going straight to Yuno's fight. Like this is actually a really good chapter.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think, Sol?
8.5 to 9, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. This is just a solid chapter. Very good.
Yep.
I'm at the edge of my seat. I can't wait till September 12th when the next chapter comes out. I'm excited.
Ooh, that's 5 days from now.
Oh, yeah. Because Black Clover's on a break right now. We are now in the Q&A, and seeing as nobody is here right now because of we're kind of in the middle of a busy day, we can I say we just take turns asking each other hypothetical questions. At least once or twice. All right. Do you think is it okay? First of all, I've heard multiple people say, and this is just a question for you two. I've heard multiple people say that this is like the end all be all kind of thing. But what I think would make this much more interesting is if this was just kind of a stepping stone. This whole war arc was just sort of a stepping stone, if that makes sense, to make it so demons are not as an apparent threat or aren't as powerful as other threats we face in the future. What do y'all think of that?
I feel like there's definitely going to be a stronger threat, and my opinion is like all this is going off of just them trying to create their plan, but whenever the elves are trying to create their plan, there was someone in the background actually scheming for them to do it to begin with, which was Zagrid. I'm thinking like after they get this portal done, like some other big bad's gonna show up out of nowhere, which it would make sense like if the angels ever got involved. So maybe we'll see something along that line by the end of this entire conflict.
I'd love to see like an outside force come and threaten the entire island after it's been like destroyed.
Yeah.
Because like, what if like the dwarves come back like on warships or something?
Hopefully.
I mean, the dwarves live underground because
they disappeared.
They disappeared.
Yeah. So what if they like escaped on some sort of like ironclad style boat, and then just that'd be pretty cool.
I really do think that they're underground, and they'll make
possible.
themselves known whenever it needs to.
Yeah, I'd love to see like another outside threat of just like another social economical problem, like maybe the king decides to start trying to make a power play over the Wizard King and stuff like that. I would love to see something like that.
Well, let's be honest, the king's magic is like trash to begin with.
We don't know that. He only used it once, and he never got to use. It's literally just a statue.
Laundress literally erased it.
But what if his magic, like this is just like a popular like funny theory.
No.
Like what if that magic is actually ridiculous, like OP? Like what if the statue does something? Like what if it actually like moves its staff and like does a bunch of damage?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for a normal person that it maybe can attack as long as the king moves, Yeah,
it's funny. Like the whole statue's like, behold its brilliance, and then it just gets erased, and that's funny. But like, what
Like-
if that statue actually does something?
I do think that whenever the king moves, the statue moves as well, because whenever he uses his ritual, his hand is basically
Standing out.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like the
and-
statue, like that.
And the
That'd be really
statue
interesting.
basically, yeah.
I mean, I get like a Kame God Kill vibes from that. Like whenever like he uses his like
Yeah.
Imperial arms.
Yeah, I get it.
Bleach for Kamamo's manga.
All right. There's my question. So, what do y'all think? What's a question y'all have?
My question will be going towards Asta's mother. Do you really think that she actually
Yeah.
died when Lucifer actually used Libe to pierce her, or do you think like she is actually still alive and finding out about Asta whenever that article in the newspaper got published, and she's trying to find him? Because after that article got published, she went immediately to training, to training.
I think she's alive because if they've done a filler episodes of people basically hating Asta, well, someone hating Asta for being with the devil himself, like when they filler, I would assume they would do like either a flashback or after the whatever it is that they're planning on doing for her to actually show it herself. Because we need explanation. Sorry.
No, that'd be interesting. Like, I'm not trying to interrupt you, Saul. It's just like, the question is, would she even try to get back in his life at this point?
No.
I mean, it's been 15 years or 16 now because he's like 16 years old or something like
16, 17.
Yeah, and let's be honest, she felt super guilty when she had to give up Asta, and they're identical in terms of their personalities. I mean, I'm pretty sure Libe even knew that. So obviously, she's gonna want to get back into his life, especially if she actually was cursed, where she was stealing life energy, because they never really went into details about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they have not.
And if
If
her
Slang
curse
gets
gets lifted,
here, well, yeah, if the curse gets lifted. I like to think she's still alive. I mean, if Xenon, not Xenon, what's his name? The guy who we were just talking about, Gaja. If Gaja like survived
Still
this,
alive.
if he let him survive, by all means,
Why,
Licta should
yeah.
survive too.
Speaking of the Xenon, by the way, back to your question, Andreach. I just had lost in thought. My bad. I do think after the trio would be defeated, this is when like the big boss would be decided to show himself.
Yeah, it's it's the doctor. It's the guy who's already made a contract with Lucifero as well.
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't really know that yet, but we have
I
our
mean, it
speculations.
was
What if
Yeah,
it's
it
actually
was
the
in
Luciferon guy? Because I remember when we had that flashback with Noct, he referred to that demon as like the controller of time, like Luciferon or something.
Yeah, there's
that's a photo.
No, it's not Lucifero. Lucifero's
there's
magic
another-
is gravity.
there's another demon that has like the closer name to like Lucifer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't say closer, but just different. But this
Ranking.
demon has like the power of like magic over time and space. And from what I can tell, Lucifero's power is all about gravity. Like it's literally just gravity and condensing stuff. So I don't know. I'm not necessarily sure what contract this other guy has, or if it will play a larger role in the bigger fight. If that
Hopefully
makes
he
sense.
will, because like how did the trio manage to find him? Like how did they?
Anti-magic.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
knows?
Well,
That's literally it. Just
yeah,
anti-magic.
makes sense. Makes sense
But-
actually.
Yami couldn't beat him by himself. Yami put up a heck of a fight though. If he didn't have that
Yeah.
body magic, he would have died.
Yeah.
Yami is just so powerful.
Yami blew up Dante's body multiple times. Like,
If he didn't have that body magic, he would have died.
yeah.
All right. And that's all I got for questions and stuff.
Soul.
I thought that was his question.
Oh,
Was that your question, Soul, about
Yeah.
Xenon?
It was,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, That's about it, guys.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any further questions about this before we close it up here? I think we're all just trying to enjoy the rest of our days here today. Ugh.
Yep.
I got to get back to watching Spirit Chronicles. The episodes of the day.
I just got done watching Reincarnated as a Slime, so.
Dude, it's
Oh.
good series. It's a good
It
anime,
is.
man. All right,
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in today. It's an
Thank
awkward time, but maybe y'all can watch this later and while you're doing homework or something. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. You subscribe to our YouTube channel. You follow us on Twitter, and you also follow us on Instagram. Also, join our Discord. Our Discord is
Yep.
super chill. We always have a bunch of people hanging out, watching anime, talking about anime, nerding out about anime, all kinds of stuff about anime. Like, that's all we got. That's our bread and butter. And if you are bored, if you're looking for a place to hang out and chill, you're looking for a place to meet friends, come on board. Come on, man. We're just a chill community looking to support one another in the trials ahead, especially in life and stuff like that. So make sure you please follow our socials. And I'm Andreach. This is Chili.
Chili.
Oh.
I'm Sam.
And thank you guys, and see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.